Hey guys, James Aroni here, and today I've got another MOZE build, and this one is tons of damage, tons of fun, and I'm calling it Mindfucker MOZE. I don't care, it's too strong to not call it that, and it's a rated M game anyway, so don't care. But today, I'm going to be showing you what it can do in the video while I'm explaining it, because it can work with Green Monster or Minesweeper. The only things I would change between these two comms are the gear that you use. You know, weapons that have bigger mags and fire faster and are easier to crit with are better for Green Monster, and weapons that do splash, and ones that just, you know, like the beacon. Proprietary license is really good for Minesweeper because crits are important to both of these, but they're way more important to Minesweeper. Green Monster you cannot hit crits and still do insane damage with. Same with Minesweeper, but to a lesser extent. Tons of gear that you can use with this. As you can see, we almost have a full backpack, and there's way more weapons that I thought of that I just didn't throw in here because they're old and these weapons are better and more fun to use. So the whole point of this build is to just blow things up and make them die and shoot fast. You can see I have consecutive hits on this flipper, and yeah, do I really need to even say anything here? I can just hold the trigger down and just, yeah, this is my M10. I know this is Athena's, but still. Oh, nice barrel. Easy second win, doesn't matter. So yeah, and this is Green Monster. This is Green Monster. Oh, it's really good. I'll go to the next area and show off Minesweeper. And like I said, Minesweeper, you want weapons that are easier to crit with, so we'll use Proprietary License is good. Beacon's really good. Hellshock is still amazing for stuff like this, and even a Herald is fantastic with Minesweeper. It's not as well, it kind of is easy to hit crits with because it just shoots everywhere. But you'll see, we'll be using all of these. And after I show you this a little bit, just to show that both comms work just as well, and the clips I'll be showing before and after use both comms anyway. But for me, the way I built this, I wouldn't change a single skill between either comm. You can see things are just dying left and right. Let's see if we can get a Minesweeper grenade to spawn over there, and everything's dead. So they're kind of two different styles of play. This one is more focused on splash damage, and you will be killing yourself a lot with Minesweeper, even if you don't mean to do so. Especially if you have AoE and splash damage radius and all that. It's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna go over here and show you guys the gear, the skills, what roles you're looking for in your comms and all that. So, like I said, anything that can shoot fast or that can crit pretty easily with high damage. Light shows, miscreants work really good with Minesweeper. Proprietary license, contained blast is also a very strong weapon for MOZE. Sandhawk always going to be a king for splash damage. It's still insanely powerful, don't count it out. Beacon, very powerful, rolling all elements. And even the Herald Flipper is insane for Green Monster. Probably my favorite weapon for Green Monster because the ammo that you get, like the ammo sustainment with it doing 9 projectiles of splash, is just absolutely insane. I literally beat the Guardian takedown without even letting go of the trigger, besides for like platforming. It was insane. Plague Bearer and Backburner are always going to be guns that I'm going to throw in with MOZE builds. They're just the best launchers in the game. She's a character that excels with launchers. They excel with this build as well. They get bonus, they can spawn Minesweeper grenades like crazy, and they benefit from splash. And even with Green Monster, the crit bonus that you get from having points and scorching RPMs, as well as being able to shoot them faster, and the bonus corrosive damage applies to launchers too. It's not as much of a bonus as it is on weapons, but any bonus to a launcher is more because they're already so powerful. Both these comms work very well with launchers. Minesweeper is obviously more damage for launchers, but Green Monster is also a very good. Let's see if I can go over here and show you. Probably can only one shot and kill most of this stuff. Dead. Yeah, this is consecutive hits, by the way, so it'll take a little bit to stack it up. But you see 4 million over there? Yeah. So, really good. I have 2 green monsters in the save. I'm not sure if a 3-2 split between click and 5 and scorching RPMs, which one's ideal. If you're using weapons that don't have giant mags and you're finding yourself running out of magazine, like ammo in the mag, then click's probably going to be better for you. But if you're using weapons with giant mags like the flipper and ×1 health or ×1 beacons or things like that, I would go for more points in scorching RPMs because that's instant damage. You don't have to drain your mag, and even with 3 points in click, you're still gonna have what 60% weapon damage the lower the mag gets. So that's helpful. Shields, you should know it by now. Old God, Transformer. Old God for damage, Transformer for defense, and also for if you want to absorb shock damage. You can get crazy with Minesweeper grenades if you use shock weapons with no fire skills and have a Transformer on. You can get enemies' faces and not care. There is a difference in grenades this time around, though. We're using the tracker for Green Monster. I would still suggest it. And also, if you need more healing, like if you're in the Malawan takedown or Guardian takedown, you're going to want to focus on healing. But the light speed, don't count out the light speed, man. If you got it with Minesweeper, and you can aim it right. Yeah, they can drop Minesweeper grenades too, and the damage can quickly pick up and just become absolutely insane. I'm not even shooting my weapon, I'm just tossing lightspeed grenades. Yeah, they're very good. Obviously, a grenade build is going to make grenades better, but lightspeed is a fantastic grenade. Artifacts, still Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge. You can rock Snowdrift something if you want speed or whatever, but I find this is the best artifact for almost every MOZE build. Maybe not Iron Bear builds as much, but for doing damage with MOZE, you can't go wrong with it. And already explained the comms. Now, you can use 200 Splash or Iron Bear Splash Annoyance on any of these weapons if you want, if they do splash, and even then, Minesweeper grenades get splash damage bonuses too. It just depends on your playstyle. They would be better for bossing, you would get a quicker kill, but consecutive hits does it so quick that it's not that big of a deal. You can still destroy everything with consecutive hits. But it's up to you. If you want to get 200 Splash or IB Splash to boss a little faster, you could definitely do that. It's not necessary, but definitely an available option. So that's all the gear. Let's go over the skills. 5 points of fire in the Skagden. I don't really like fire in the Skagden. It doesn't add too much incendiary damage, but since everything we're doing basically is splash, and if we're using green monsters, short fuses proccing like crazy, you know, it doesn't hurt. Means destruction, ammo sustainment. Again, build is based around splash, so this is going to help us keep our magazines up. 5 out of 5 in Tour Cross promotion. Wouldn't say this is necessary for green monster, but it very much helps. And if you're going to use Minesweeper, yeah, raw splash damage, short fuse does splash, grenades do splash, a lot of these weapons do splash, splash splashy splash splash. Pull the holy pin helps you, very important for Minesweeper, very. Your grenades can crit, those crits can drop Minesweepers, those Minesweepers that crit can drop more Minesweepers. And it's not very common that happens because it's only a 30% chance, but it is possible. It's overpowered and hilarious. Vampire, healing. I wouldn't say that it's necessary with Green Monster. You can just use Russian Offensive, but I like to be on the safe side. If you don't feel like Vampire is necessary, you can just put the points in Blue Tree that you need to move down the tree and throw some more points in the Drowning in Brass. To the last, again, another skill that's not necessary, but it does help when you're down to fill up your fight for your life, or if you have the light speed out, it can help you get a kill. Why can't I carry all these grenades? Because you can't have enough grenades. It's a Minesweeper build, grenades can do damage, so you might as well have as many as possible. And then short fuse, the strongest skill in MOZE's, what's that word, repertoire. Just absolutely amazing skill. That's where you're going to get most of your splash damage from. Move over to Green Tree. 5 out of 5 in Cloud of Lead. Now, if you are planning on running Green Monster, you can sure as hell put 5 out of 5 in Match Set. and just use like all Vladoff weapons or all Malawan weapons or whatever, because the bigger the mag the better, more ammo sustainment. I like Cloud of Lead because not necessarily for the incendiary damage, but for the fact that every 4 shot does not consume ammo. It really helps with weapons that use up a lot of ammo. 2 out of 1 in redistribution because we have the Minesweeper comp. Really easy to regen ammo. With every crit, you're getting 10% of your mag back, which is really insane ammo regen. Scrappy. This is very helpful for both, but more helpful for Green Monster, because you're going to be swapping weapons a lot, and if you're using Malawan weapons, you're going to be swapping the mode. And when you're using Green Monster, it's just absolutely seamless. You don't even notice that you're doing it at times. Russian offensive, healing. You can just apply dot or just run up to a boss and constantly shoot it. It really helps with fights like Wotan and things like that. Scorching RPMs, huge for both builds. The fire rate, the crit damage, very important. And if you have, let me put the right comm on. If you have 10 out of 5, you're getting 30% fire rate and 40% crit damage, which is mad. I haven't really used Iron Bear with the Green Monster on, but I assume that 50% Iron Bear damage, which is equivalent to Daka Bear, now that I think about it, very big. Iron Bank, I would consider it essential for every MOZE build. More mag, more DPS. Click. You're going to be using weapons that consume 2 to 4 ammo per shot, sometimes even 5. So some of those weapons are going to run out of their mag ammo pretty quickly. This is going to give you a damage bonus the longer you shoot those weapons. Some for the road, again, in case you want to really boss something. If you want to boss with the Sandhawk, which is kind of the main reason why we have some for the road, you can shoot, instead of just that, you can proc some for the road, hop out of Iron Bear, and shoot it for 5 seconds without losing any ammo at all, and then continue spraying into your mag. And you can see why some for the road and big mag is important, because that increases your DPS by a lot. And then 4 is to regen ammo. Again, when you're not reloading, you're shooting, and that's more damage. Now Red Tree, we got 5 points in armored infantry, 15% gun damage and 13% damage reduction is actually huge bonuses. Very helpful. And then didn't really know where to throw the last point, so I figured why not throwing in Drowning in Brass. Even though you can only get 3 stacks, that's a maximum of what, 12% gun damage and what, 0.15% fire rate, which reduction, which is not really that much, but it's a huge trade-off, and they last for quite a while. Even 1 point in Drowning in Brass is very helpful, at least when mobbing. So there's the build. I know a lot of the gear between these MOZE builds is kind of similar, but it's sort of speaking to what you can use. Weapons with high mag, weapons with splash that shoot fast. They're just very useful. We'll see a change of gear in the Iron Bearer build that's coming up soon, don't worry. But I hope you guys have fun with this build, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure to like, subscribe, tell me I'm beautiful in the comments, and I will tell the same to you. And with all of that being said, enjoy the closing clips. Yeah, yeet, mindfucker MOZE.